So I'll just be taking us through briefly. This is for beginners how you can navigate Zoom using your phone, either your Android or your iPhone. They pretty much work the same way. I'm using an iPhone. So you press down the Zoom app and you have these different options. For the purpose of this, I will be signing in with the start the meeting without video. Then I will be launched into it without a video. It will then ask me for my audio option. Do I want to call in using the internet or a phone or nothing? So for this one, I'll be saying I'll call in using the internet audio. So I click on the first option, call using internet audio. Now, I do not see anything on my screen, but when I tap on the screen, it opens up the different menus that I can see. You can see some menus have opened up at the top and at the bottom. I think it has about 2 to 3 seconds lag time, attention span, so it just goes off afterwards. So at every given point in time you want to do something, you have to tap the screen again. On the bottom left, you have the mute and unmute. So you just tap that to mute and unmute your microphone. Next to that, you have the start or the stop video. So you tap your screen again, then you start your video. Now you can see me. For stopping your video, you tap your screen again to stop your video. When you stop your video, that means participants in the room cannot see you. When you start your video, everyone can see you. For the purpose of Zoom, you cannot decide who sees you and who doesn't see you when your video is on at this given point in time using your phone. The next is the share screen. There are different options. You can either share your screen, your photos, or any other option that you have. Because I'm using my iPhone, I would click on the share photos. Then it takes me straight into my camera. Then I can flip back and forth to see which one I want to share. It will not share my photo until I click the bottom right that says done. Once I click done, it's sharing that photo to everyone who's in the room. I cannot decide which participant sees my video or my camera or my photo versus who not. Once I share, everyone who's a participant sees it, except I'm in a breakout session. And the reason I know I'm sharing is because if you look at the bottom, it says stop share. It turns red. When it is red, I am sharing. When it is green, I am not sharing. The next is the participants widget. When you click on it, you're launched into seeing all the participants in the meeting. For this meeting, I am the only one in there, and it shows me as the host. Now it shows me as RLI. That was the name I logged into the last meeting I had. But for this meeting, I don't want to be RLI. So how do I change my participant's name on there? I'm going to click on the profile name that I see there, which is RLI, and it gives me 2 options, unmute or rename. This is another cool way of muting and unmuting yourself as well. So I want to rename myself. I'm going to click on the option rename. Erase the RLI, or I can press the star at the right hand side and it removes that name, and then I start typing with my keypad the name I want displayed for all participants to see me. Once I'm done, I click on the done, and then it immediately changes my name, and all the participants are now able to see my new profile name. When you look at the bottom of the screen, there are 2 cool options. There is the invite on the left and there's the mute all on the right hand side with 3 dots right next to it. If I want to mute all, assuming there are more participants in this room or in this Zoom meeting, I click on the mute all. A pop-up comes up and says, do I want to allow participants to unmute themselves? If by default, it is checked. If I leave it checked, then participants can mute and unmute themselves at will. But if I uncheck it, it means I'm muting all participants and the participants do not have the right to unmute themselves. They do not have the access. So for the purpose of this, I'm just going to leave it at allow participants to unmute, and then I click on the mute all. However, you have to be careful on using this option, especially if the meeting or the training has started and you have a main speaker there. It's going to mute, including the speaker. So I usually recommend that you use this at the beginning of each session that you have. You'll see 3 dots as well at the bottommost right of your screen. So when you click on those 3 dots, you can ask all to unmute themselves. So you usually would use this feature if you maybe are singing like a happy birthday song and you want everybody to contribute singing the song, and everybody has been muted or everybody is muted, but you want everyone to unmute. So using those 3 dots, you can ask everyone to unmute themselves, and then you start seeing all the red. For those who are muted, the microphone shows the red with the diagonal line across it, and the video shows the red with the diagonal line across it. To invite people to your meeting, click on the bottommost left, invite all, or invite, and it gives you options to invite via email, text message, using your contacts on your phone, or just copying the invite link and sending it to people. I usually use copy invite link. That way I am at liberty to send it whichever method I want, either by email, text message, WhatsApp, or even all of the above. So right now I'm going to copy the invite link. What that does is that it has kept it in my clipboard, and then I can go and paste it. Anyways, the next option we see next to the participants is the 3 dots says more. Click on more and you see the security, record to cloud, chat, and other features that you see. Real cool features that are now available on Zoom mobile. They were not all available prior to now. So for the purpose of this, I'll click on chat. Remember, I had copied the invite link. So I'm just going to paste the invite link. I press hard. I press on the tab here to chat. And then once I release, it gives me a paste, just like I will do when I'm sending a text message. So I click on paste, and then I see my invite link there. And then I send. I click on the send, or I click on the blue right next to the chat box. Now my message has been sent, and that's also the Zoom invite link that I copied in. So you can send the invite link however you wish, WhatsApp, email, in the chat room, in different places that you want. One other thing you might want to know when you're sending chats is who you're sending it to. In the middle of your screen, you can see the send to. It says everyone. When you click on that, you have an option to send in to specific people who are participants in the whole, or maybe to the host only, or to the co-host only, or to everyone. So for this, I have the option of everyone because I am the only one in there. But in other times, when there are more people in the room, you would have a laundry list of all the participants. So you can send individually to people. Usually people use this feature if they're sending something one-on-one to people, or they're sending a confidential message and would like only one person to see it. For Zoom, the limitation is you can only send to one group or person at a time, so you cannot select multiple people. On the top right, you see the bell. When you click on it, you can mute notifications, and a pop-up comes up and says you will not see any chat notifications in this meeting. And what that means is if you're a speaker or a trainer and you easily get distracted with pop-up chats coming up your screen whenever anybody sends a message to chat to everyone, then you can mute that notification. Once you click on the mute notification, then you'll see a diagonal mark across the bell. If you don't want to mute, you can click on the cancel. So now I'll click on mute. You see now that you can see a diagonal sign across the bell. That means that at any given point in time, whoever is sending any messages to all or even to me, I don't get the pop-up. So if I'm the one training or if I'm the one talking, I will not be distracted if I'm one to easily get distracted at meetings. So I'll just go back now and unmute the notifications. And then mute, unmute, and we're good. You'll know when the notifications are muted or unmuted because of the bell and the diagonal across it. Let's go back to more. Another feature that we have under the more is the record to cloud. You can choose to record to cloud either as a co-host or as a host. When you're using a laptop or a PC, you can also record to your device, that's to your computer. You have that option as a host or a co-host. Now, when you click on the record, if you for some reason get a pop-up that says you don't have permission for this, it means that the host has disabled participants to record. So that's it for the record to cloud option or the record option as a whole. Now just click on record and see what happens. It's starting record. Just to show a little demo on it, you can see on the top right that recording is starting and it's just buffering a little. And once it comes up and I click on it, I can either pause recording or I can stop recording. Like if there's an argument in a family reunion and you don't want that to be part of the recording, you can pause the recording and continue later, or you can outrightly stop the recording and start a whole new recording afresh. So you can either pause or stop depending on the situation that you want. Once you stop and you restart, it's a whole new different file that is converted for you. So you have them in two different recording files. Pause, what pause means is that it continues from where you ended, and the period where you pause the recording, really you cannot get it back, and it's actually muted at that point, but it just continues when you start the recording after pausing the recording. Okay, and now just show you how to end the video. On the top right, you will see an end button. As a host, you will see the end. If you are not the host, you will see a leave. So for the host to end, you click on the end button at the top right, and it will give you an option to end it for everyone. That means it will throw everyone out of the meeting and the meeting is ended. Or the option to leave. What that means is that just you as a host will leave the meeting, and it will assign the access for host to the person that you appoint. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.